Hi, I'm Alois Rosario.
And I'm Jeff Plum from Ping Skills, and we're here to reveal the secrets of the serve.
This DVD is going to show you how to serve with spin. It's also going to show you lots of different types of serves, and then we're going to move on to the advanced topics of how to get some variations with your serve with spin, speed and placement.
But first, we're going to start with some of the basics, so let's get into it now. We all want to have a fantastic serve, but it's no use getting to a tournament and then getting faulted by the umpire every time, so you've got to make sure your serve is legal. You need to know the rules. Now, some of the rules are, you've got to serve behind the end line of the table. You can't serve from in front over here, you've got to serve from behind here. Now, what you can do is, as long as you're behind this line, you can serve from out wider, but as long as it's not in front of this line. Now, another thing you've got to do is, you've got to hold your hand flat and the ball has to be resting in the palm of your hand. The next thing to know is you've got to throw the ball up at least 6 inches, that's 15.25 centimetres. So it's got to be thrown up at least that height. Now also when you throw it up, it's got to be thrown up straight. You can't throw it up at an angle. That's an illegal serve. It's got to be thrown up straight. Another important rule is that your opponent must be able to see the ball the whole time throughout the serve. So you're not allowed to hide it behind any part of your body. You're not allowed to hide it behind your arm like that. That's an illegal serve. You need to be able to see, the opponent needs to be able to see it the whole time. You're not allowed to hit it behind your body like this. That's an illegal serve. They've got to be able to see it the whole time. So make sure you get your arm out of the way and you hit it so they can see it.
To impart spin of any sort, we need to brush the ball on contact. To understand what type of spin, we can look at the ball as a clock face. To generate backspin, it's easiest to hit the ball at 4 or 5. To generate topspin, it's easiest to hit the ball at 1 or 2. To generate sidespin, you can hit the ball at 3 or 9, and again in a brushing action. If you hit the ball flat, the ball isn't going to spin. You generate spin by hitting the ball with a brushing action. The other important factor is how fast you contact the ball. If you contact the ball fast, you'll generate more spin. If you contact the ball slowly, you'll generate less spin.
This shows with little backspin the ball stops but doesn't come back to you. With a lot of spin, the ball is going to come back quickly.
Serving with backspin is the most frequently used serve. This is because it makes it harder for your opponent to make an attacking stroke. To generate backspin, we need to hit the ball on the underside and in a downward brushing action. By doing that, we're going to start to make the ball spin backwards. Here are some examples of some backspin serves. You will see the effect that it has on Jeff's bat if he doesn't deal with the backspin.
The backspin bites into Jeff's rubber and drags it down towards the net. This is what makes it difficult to make an attacking stroke.
A side spin serve makes it a little bit more awkward for your opponent to return. This is because the ball is curving while it's in the air and also after it bounces, which means it's a little bit harder for your opponent to track where the ball is going. The other advantage of the side spin serve is that it makes it harder for your opponent to tell where they're going to return the ball to.
Earlier, with the wheel laying flat, we could see to brush the ball at 3 or 9, we can generate side spin. The brushing action makes the wheel spin. To hit the ball at 3 or 9, you need to have your bat in the vertical position.
Now we're going to show some examples of some side spin serves. Watch the effect it has when it hits Jeff's bat.
The ball grips into Jeff's bat and shoots off sideways.
Serving with topspin can be a little dangerous. If the ball goes up high at all, it's very easy for your opponent to make an attacking stroke. So when you serve with topspin, the ball needs to be very low over the net and skid through.
To generate topspin, you need to brush up on the ball. The ball rotates forwards. Here we can see the ball jumps up off Jeff's bat. The topspin makes it kick up.
To start off with, when you're trying to generate some spin and learn how to put some spin on the ball, the easiest way to do it is to get away from the table. The table tends to just restrict you a little bit. So go away from the table and then try and generate as much spin as you can, whether it's side spin, backspin or topspin, and see how you go. Jeff's showing us how he generates some spin. The important thing is just the feedback that you're seeing of what's happening to the ball. So just have a go. Get out there and really swing at the ball and see if you can make the ball curve.
Remember the feelings when you get a good curve of the bat on the ball. And this is what you'll need to remember when you get back to do your serving on the table.
Once we've learned how to put some spin on the ball, the next challenge for us is to generate more spin. The two key elements there are the brushing contact and the speed of the contact. To help us to get more speed initially, what we do is we focus on a semicircle. If you imagine a pen on the end of your bat, okay, would draw a semicircle in the air. So for the pendulum serve, our semicircle would be that way. For the tomahawk serve, our pendulum would be that way. For our backhand serve, our semicircle would be that way. So this is as a starting point for us to start us on the right track to generating more spin. Later on, when we're trying to disguise spin, we can do all sorts of weird and wonderful actions. Our next section is going to be on the different types of spins that you can generate with the serve. You can generate backspin, side spin, topspin, all sorts of different types of things. You can even put in a no-spin serve. All these things help you to create a more difficult serve for your opponent, and hopefully they're going to give you a little bit of an easier return.
We're going to cover a range of different types of serves. Now, the principles for all these serves remain the same. If you want to get more spin, you need a brushing contact and you need to have a fast swing. Now, we're going to cover specifically the pendulum serve, the tomahawk serve, the backhand serve, and we're going to go into the high toss serve. But really, it's limitless the type of serves you can do. It's all up to your imagination. You can use whatever weird and wonderful swings you like. Now we're going to talk about the pendulum serve. Now, this is called the pendulum serve because your forearm comes down like a pendulum. Now, the first thing to think about with the pendulum serve is the grip. Now, the normal shake hand grip is like this, but it doesn't allow you to get enough wrist on the pendulum serve. So you need to modify your grip for the pendulum serve. So the way we do that is we take our 3 fingers off the bat and put them into a fist behind that, and then we move our finger slightly up on the bat as such. So that's how we hold the bat for the pendulum serve, and that really allows us to get a good wrist action on the ball. The next thing to think about with the pendulum serve is the stance. Now, the basic stance is to stand side on. That really allows you to get a good pendulum movement through the serve. Now, you may prefer to stand slightly less side on or even more side on, and if you watch a lot of the footage, most of the top players tend to stand a bit more around this way when they do the pendulum serve. But it's up to you. Have a play around and see what you find best.
To generate backspin on the ball, you need to hit the ball in a downwards action. That will generate backspin. To show us a little bit easier, we've set up a fake ball here, and you can see by hitting the ball in a downwards action that you're generating backspin on the ball. You can see that ball moving backwards. When we're doing the pendulum serve, it's best to hit the ball in the earlier part of the pendulum swing as the bat is moving downwards. Okay? That will generate the backspin. Let's have a few looks at this. So you can see there the bat is still moving downwards when Jeff contacts the ball. So you can see the pendulum here as Jeff swings from up, down, and then the bat comes up again. So it's important to contact the ball for backspin as the bat is still moving down, the early part of the pendulum.
Let's have a look at Jeff now doing this in slow-mo. You can see that Jeff's bat is very flat for the backspin contact. That also helps to generate the backspin. So the bat flat and forward and down. So back to normal speed, and let's have a look at Jeff going through his pendulum backspin serve. You'll notice that Jeff does some shadow swings, so without the ball. This is a really good way of making sure that you've got the action correct. Now we'll have a look at the backspin serve from a few different angles. Again, you'll notice the very flat bat. It's important after you serve to watch what happens to the ball. This gives you good feedback. See the backspin effect as the ball starts to go back towards the net. bend the bat very flat so that you can come underneath the ball and generate the backspin. Watch here as the wrist snaps through on contact.
The next spin we're going to focus on is side spin. To generate side spin, you need to brush the ball in a sideways action. You can see now that the ball is going to move in a